Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from anthonymorganti.com, and this is episode 18 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work of Rajbir Bhattacharjee. And I'm sorry, I really probably destroyed your name, and I'm sorry about that. Anyways, what Photo Critiques is, people send me in some of their photographs, and I critique each shot with the suggestions on how they can improve their photography, and hopefully all of us gain something from it. Before I get into Rajbir's work, if you guys could do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share the videos, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, there's going to be a little change in the way I do photo critiques, starting actually with episode 17. I'm only doing videos from now on. In the past, as many of you know, I did a video and then I wrote up each image on my website and I explained how each image was good and what they could do to improve it and stuff like that. I just have so many photo critiques, and there is no way I could do that anymore. It's just too many, and it's making me neglect other things I want to do. I get a lot of emails. I encourage anyone, if you have a question about photography, you could email me at tony@anthonymorganti.com, and I try to answer every email within 24 hours. Well, that was starting to spread into 48 hours and longer, because I get so many critiques to do, and the write-ups take a lot of time. And then I wasn't writing real articles for my website anymore because I was always writing up photo critiques. So from now on, I'm just going to be doing videos, and I'll try to get everything I need to say in the video instead of, a lot of times I'd write stuff that I didn't add in the video. Anyways, it's just going to help me do better and more things for the website, anthonymorganti.com. So I appreciate everyone's understanding of that matter. Okay, back to Rajbir's work. This first shot is kind of a cool shot. I like the colors. And this is where you would pan a moving subject, and it blurs the background out. Now the thing with this shot is, typically when you do this, you want the subject to be crisply in focus, at least the majority of the subject. Like typically if they're riding a bike, their feet and legs might be a little blurry because they're pedaling. But you want the bodies and the faces in very good focus. In this case, it's blurry, so it's kind of more in I guess you consider it an art shot. But if you really want to do this technique, you want to get them in focus. Now, he's not out of focus because his camera isn't focused properly. He's out of focus because he used too slow of a shutter speed. As you can see up here, he used 0.6 of a second, and he had a wide open aperture and ISO 800. So obviously it was a dark scene. So he probably wasn't able to get the shutter speed needed to get them in focus. Shutter speed typically of 1/125th to 1/250th of a second will freeze someone on a bike fine. The background will still be blurred because you're panning, so you're moving your camera with the subject. So in the future, hopefully he could get a scene like this better lit, so he could use a faster shutter speed, 1/125th to 1/250th of a second, and when he pans with the subject, the back will be blurry, but they'll be in perfect focus. This shot I like a lot. It's just, you know, a nice, kind of almost like a street shot, maybe a photo essay would be a good shot, but it's very nice. He's got the subjects in the upper part. It's not bullseyed right in the middle. These lines almost looks like barbed wire, and it might be kind of annoying at first, but it adds to the picture. And it's kind of leading lines, so it's a nice shot. I like the textures. I like the processing in black and white too. It's a very nice shot. This is kind of a neat shot too. It's kind of a a specialized black and white shot, and he did a nice job of focus of getting these this part of the flower in focus, and it's very nice. Nice black background. It makes the subject stand out. He did a really nice job on that shot. This shot too I like a lot. Young man holding a bird. Bird's in perfect focus. The subject's in perfect focus. Used a really a perfect aperture of f of 8. Made sure that even his fingers didn't drop out of focus. and the background is not the totally black, so there's no distractions. He has it off-centered to the right, and it's just a perfect shot. This is interesting too. This long shadow on this textured wall with this strong side lighting. It's a very interesting shot, and there's really not much obviously to critique. It's kind of a fine art shot, and he did a real nice job on it. This too, nice interesting perspective with framing. This is called framing, when you're shooting through openings or you have something on either side or up and down, and with the bird and I guess, what do you call these, gables on the roof. So it's a really nice shot. It would have been nice if the sky was a little more interesting, but it adds to the silhouette, I guess. This shot here too, I noticed what he's doing in every shot. He's not bullseyeing anything. When I say bullseye, it's putting it right in the middle. In this, these two fishermen are offset. He has, if you use the rule of thirds, they're probably in the left third of the lines where the lines intersect. And the color is nice. There's specular highlights in the pond or lake where they are is beautiful. So it's a really nice shot. This is really nice too. Just a silhouette like this, black and white. It's just a very simplistic fine art shot. And again, he didn't bullseye it. It's down in the lower third of the frame. Really a very, very nice shot, Rajbir. This is another interesting perspective shot. Hanging out, taking a picture. This guy's taking a picture of this guy over here, but he's got the leading line of the train going around a bend, which allows your eye to lead to this, then lead a little further to this nut over here, going to fall out of the train. But it's a really nice shot. This is a nice shot too. It's people in a window, underexposed, so you just get kind of a rim light on the side of their face. It's another fine art shot. This guy's head's cut off a little bit. I would have liked to have seen that not cut off. So if they got stuff down here in the foreground that doesn't need to be there, he could have pointed it up a little bit more and got that entire man's head in and ridded some of this junk down here. So again, another nice shot. This is the school, the chairs. Chairs are colorful. There's a pretty little girl here with this pretty thing in her hair, and she's offset. She's not bullseyed. The lighting from this door and this window don't overpower the scene, so he did really a perfect exposure on this. This is really a really nice shot. This again, another beautiful shot with this negative space over here. You have the silhouette of the hillside. It's just beautiful. The colors are really nice. It's really a nice shot. This Rajbir, obviously very accomplished photographer and doing some really nice work. This too, black and white, a campsite in the mountains. It's a nice composition. I don't, there's not a lot. There's some, it's kind of plain back here. Maybe Rajbir would like to consider taking a brush in Lightroom and brightening up this area just a little bit in here because it's just a little too dark. And that's all. There's not, it's just really it's a nice shot. This too, very nice shot. This is another kind of receding lines going off into the distance. Lead your eye to the subject with this lady here. These people in the foreground with their drinks in their hand, looking right at the camera. It's just an interesting shot. The textures of the wall, this doorway, it's very compelling. You wonder what's going on here. So that's kind of like when you do street photography, what your goal is, even though this looks like it's inside of something, it's still street photography in the sense that you want to evoke a feeling and you want to evoke some kind of wonder, and you want people to think about the shot and what are these people thinking and what's going on here, what's the situation, and it's all accomplished perfectly in this shot. This is interesting too, and what I love about this shot is there's selective lighting. And I don't know if he did this with a brush or if it was the natural light. I tend to think he did it with a brush, where he has some bright over here, less bright here, very bright here, less bright here, and it's spotted here and there. And it adds texture and adds complexity to the shot that wouldn't have been there if the lighting was totally flat. If everything was lit like this area here, it wouldn't have been a compelling image at all. But because of this, it really brings out the image, and it's really, really interesting. This shot here is interesting from a perspective. Again, he shot up, there's a crane here, there's a bird over here, and the sky is very interesting. It's, you know, of all the shots, I don't care for this one probably as much. There's, you know, a tree creeping in over here. You know, it's okay. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Yep, that's all we got. I really appreciate Rajbir sending me in some of his shots. And the advantage now of me not doing the write-up anymore, Rajbir sent me 15 shots. Typically I asked for 3 to 10, and then later I was saying 3 to 5 because I was getting so many critiques in. Well, now you could send in a few extra, and I don't mind critiquing them. So I'd like to thank Rajbir. He's a very, very talented photographer, and you could see by his work he's very strong in a lot of different areas, from street shots to close-ups to photographing people, and he did a really nice job. And thank you very much, Rajbir, for sending me in your work. I really appreciate it. And you guys, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and share the videos. I'd really appreciate that. Stop by AnthonyMorganti.com. I got articles and more videos on photography, and everything's free, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks.